Welcome back to Caffeine Confessionals. My name is Allan Aguirre. The Challenge USA Episode 3, it's in the books. We had two more players eliminated, Tasha Fox from Survivor and James Wallington from The Amazing Race. Tasha is one of my favorite Survivor players ever. She is smart, gorgeous, intelligent, and James is a new favorite of mine. He brought so much passion to the show. He is a actual super fan just like us, and you could see it on the TV. He just loved being there. It hurts to see them go, but that's just how the game goes. We are now down to 11 men and women, and what we're going to do in this video is we're going to rank them 1 to 11. Who's the strongest? Who has the best shot to win? And we're going to jump right into number 1. We have Tyson Apostol from Survivor and Angela Rummans from Big Brother. This is Tyson's third straight week in the number 1 spot. He is strong physically, mentally, and we know he's built to run a final as he's a former pro cyclist and collegiate swimmer. The guy has cardio for days. Him winning those first 2 daily challenges was crucial to his strategic and political game because he set the tone. He showed everyone what type of player he is, what type of partner he is. And I know a lot of people have been saying, well, Tyson's bank account keeps getting bigger. That could put a target on him. Why don't people just throw him into a hall brawl or a pole wrestle because he's a skinny guy? And here's what I got to say to that. The women in this game control half the vote. If there is a future daily challenge, a future elimination, or you get partnered with someone in a final, you want Tyson around. So none of these women are going to want to see Tyson get thrown into elimination because he could be their golden ticket to safety in the end game. Him and Angela have created that bond where they are both two very strong players, and their decision is they're going to go after the weak players in the game. Angela, number 1 for the second week. She was number 2 last week. I mean, she's adept mentally. She's a former collegiate pole vaulter, gymnast, has good size to her, cardio. Right now, they're looking at the game and they size them up against other competitors. They size themselves up against other competitors, and they see, well, this person isn't going to beat me in a puzzle. This person isn't going to beat me in something physical. This person can't outrun me. But you know what could happen to us? If we get a weak partner in a certain daily challenge, that could bring us down and end our game in one fell swoop. If you get Cashay in a swimming challenge, Cashay can't swim. So that hurts you. If you get Enzo in something that's mental or a puzzle, I mean, nice guy, but not the brightest crayon. So you have to get rid of those weak players in order to give yourself the best shot to win. It's not the most traditional and most exciting way to play the game. I mean, people want to see people make big moves, but Tyson and Angela, I think they're playing it smart, and I think they're playing the long game. In number 2, we have 2 people who have not won a daily challenge this season, but continue to perform really well in each challenge, and they are just big physical threats. Danny McCray from Survivor and Desi Williams, also from Survivor. Danny, former NFL player, 6'2", 215 pounds, really light on his feet. I mean, nobody wants to face Danny in a headbanger. And on top of that, he's a nice guy. He loves his wife, Kiki. Part of the Survivor Alliance, he's just chilling. Danny's going to make it to the end, and it's about whether or not he can come through in the puzzles and the eating and stuff like that. I like Danny a lot. And then Desi, we keep mentioning it, but she has a doctorate in physiotherapy, super intelligent, someone a lot of people want to partner with. Someone nobody wants to face in a headbanger either, because you look at her biceps. The chick is fantastic. I'm sorry for using the word chick. She's a lovely lady, Desi. She's doing really well. Third, I'm going with a bit of some wild cards. Our third place man and woman, Kyland Young from Big Brother and Justine Ndiba from Love Island. 2 people who have actually each won a daily challenge this season. Kyland, in this most recent daily challenge, he showed a lot of heart and passion. He was sprinting up and down, never even took a second to walk. He gave it his all because he wanted to win and show that he is a top player. We saw him in that opening elimination of the season where he had the right strategy and not so fast. He studied the challenge. He's bringing a lot to the show, and he has an X factor to him. I don't think he's as athletic as Danny, and you're not or as close as too athletic as Danny, and he's not as smart as Tyson. But if one of those guys gets a bad partner in the final, I think there is a path for Kylan to win because he's bringing a lot of passion to the show, but he does have a bit of an ego. But I kind of like that because if you have an ego, you need to put up something to prove why you deserve it. There's deserved arrogance sometimes. Justine, the opposite of arrogant. If anything, Justine is too humble. She won Love Island. She's a collegiate soccer player, and she's underplaying those facts. I mean, she's just so likable, intelligent. Justine is someone who I would love to see her on the main show. But, yeah, they both deserve the number 3 spot. They aren't the biggest threats, but they really do have shots to win, in my opinion. In fourth, it's 2 people who I probably would have expected to rank first or second, but there's something lacking with them. Physical threats. People nobody wants to see in elimination. In fourth, we have Cinco Holland from Love Island and Sarah Lacina from Survivor. Nobody's body is quite like Cinco. I mean, he's a former college football player, a wide receiver. He's faster than anyone on this cast other than probably Danny, would crush people in a pole wrestle, has had some good performances so far, but he hasn't shown the mental side of this game. And remember, that is, you can't win the final by just being the best athlete, or else Corey Warden, I love Corey Warden, he'd be a challenge champion by now. Sarah, MMA fighter, police officer, runs a lot of marathons. Everyone is clearly intimidated by her, but she hasn't had a top 3 finish in a daily challenge yet. Just finish top 3 in a daily challenge, and maybe I'll rank you above 4th. In 5th, we have 2 people who were partners in the most recent daily challenge. We have Ben Driebergen from Survivor and Kyra Green from Love Island. Ben continues to rise up the ranks. He's just been very competent the entire season, and it's not like the biggest compliment to say that you're like, oh, hey, you're capable. But when you look at some of the other guys in this cast where they're undersized, or they can't do puzzles, or physically just don't stack up, competence good. I don't think Ben is on the level of a Danny, Tyson, Kyland, Cinco. I think he's a clear tier below them, but he's better than most of the other guys on this cast. Do I think he could win? I don't know. I don't think so. But he's a partner that the other women aren't going to be mad they had. Kyra, the sleeper of this season. She's super tall, and in each daily challenge, she kills it. She had 2 bad partners in the first daily challenges in David and Cashay. She was able to perform middle of the pack with them. The second she gets someone like Ben, who isn't one of those top 4 guys, she finishes in second place with them. Kyra, I mean, like, it's just so unexpected because she's a Love Island personality. She didn't really come from a competitive background, but she's killing all these challenges. She's fearless. She's athletic. Kyra Green, man, watch out for her. Let's move into 6th place. In 6th place, we have 2 Big Brother players, Xavier Prather and Alyssa Lopez. I'm souring on Xavier. He hasn't brought anything to the table. He's been so boring. He's been so low-key. I know that's the way he wants to play the game. He wants to stay under the radar, but I need him to prove he deserves to be ranked higher. If not, he's going to keep falling down this list. The guy is a lawyer. He won Big Brother. He looks to be in great shape. I don't think he sucks, but I have no reason to think he's good. Alyssa, kind of like Ben, just been really competent in all the daily challenges. She's not someone people are going to be upset to get partnered with. Just looking like a solid player. In 7th place, we have Derek Xiao from Big Brother and Shan Smith from Survivor. They both, I think, are really good at the mental side of the game. I think they're good at puzzles, strategy, and stuff like that. I think Derek is kind of like the lawful good, and she's kind of like the chaotic good. Really 2 all over the place players. People like Derek, but in the end game, people will see him as someone they could throw into elimination if it's size-based. And I think the same goes for Shan, where people like her. She's part of that Survivor Alliance, but she has some health issues. She's not the biggest girl. Could get easily taken out. In 8th place, I have Enzo Palumbo from Big Brother and Cayla Platt from The Amazing Race. And they're both in the same spot where I think they don't look weak at all. I mean, like, Enzo is in good shape. Cayla has some good size to her, some good height. But I don't think they have the connections that will take them far in the game. There's nothing athletic or mental-wise. Athletic when it comes to Cayla and mental-wise when it comes to Enzo, where I think they could beat the top-tier players in a final or an elimination. I think they can go far in the game. I don't think they're going to get eliminated for another 3-4 weeks at least. But I can't see them winning. That's what it comes down to. And I like both of them. I think they're delights on screen. I like their confessionals. Moving into 9th place, we have Domenick Abbate from Survivor and Cashay Proudfoot from Love Island. 2 people who were partners in the most recent daily challenge and elimination. Dom is one of my favorite Survivor players ever. He played the game from all angles, mentally, strategically, physically, and I thought he was going to translate to this challenge and really shock people, and he has. He's disappointed me completely. It looked like he wanted to throw the daily challenge, throw the elimination, and just go home this most recent week. He came in the season out of shape. I don't like the way he was talking about the Love Island players, the way he was treating Cashay, or even if I personally am not the biggest fan of Cashay, I did not like the way he was treating her as a human being. And now let's talk about Cashay. She's someone who I ranked at the bottom last week, and then this week, I thought she performed well in the daily challenge. I thought she brought good energy, and I thought, even though there is the drama between her and Cinco, she's still here to play. She's still in good shape. Cashay, Good job. Congrats. You won an elimination. You bump up the list a little bit. Going into 10th, Leo Temory from The Amazing Race and Azah Awasam from Big Brother. Leo is someone who actually I ranked pretty high to start the season, and even last week. Ranked him 7th and then 8th. But he's dropping down because he hasn't really shined as much since that first daily challenge. And then you had Justine kind of point out the fact that Leo doesn't really have a social game, but he thinks he does. I mean, the guy has a weird energy that kind of attracted me. But now I'm seeing it's maybe more smoke and mirrors. He's undersized, and people could throw him into elimination. He could get labeled as a weak player really easily and just be out the door in a week or so. Azah, we have not seen her since that first daily challenge and first episode. I like Azah. I think she's a good personality, but she's off the radar. And moving to 11th, we have David Alexander and Shannon St. Clair. David, who is he? I mean, hasn't shined in any of the challenges, hasn't really done anything this season. David, I just can't believe he's still on the show. That's what it comes down to. Shannon, I like Shannon a lot. I think she has a great personality, but at best, she's been average in the daily challenges, and more often than not has been below average. Love Island has a target on them, and since Cashay's been in elimination and Kyra and Justine look like stronger players, I think Shannon will see elimination soon. She has to prove herself there. And that's our power rankings for the week. 1 to 11. Let's run them back real quick. In order, we had Tyson Apostol and Angelo Rummans in first. Danny McCray and Desi Williams in second. Kyland Young and Justine Ndiba in third. Cinco Holland and Sarah Lacina in fourth. Ben Driebergen and Kira Green in fifth. Xavier Prather and Alyssa Lopez in sixth. Derek Xiao and Shan Smith in seventh. Enzo Palumbo and Cayla Green in eighth. Dom Abbate and Cashay Proudfoot in ninth. Leo Temory and Azah Awasam in 10th. And David Alexander and Shannon St. Clair in 11th. Please tune in for our podcast next week. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on this video if you liked it. I'm going to continue with the power rankings every week. Hopefully these videos get a little bit shorter every week as we lose some people. The game's getting a bit interesting. I think Tyson is obviously the clear front runner, but if anyone can knock him down a peg, the game will get interesting. Have a great day.